Okay, so I know the title of the video is redrawing your old OCs, but for this episode, it's gonna be redrawing my old OCs. But hear me out. Lately, I've been revisiting my old DeviantArt account and looking through my art from 2008 or so. It's always fun, even if sometimes some of it makes me cringe out of existence, but looking at my stuff from back then inspired me because I wasn't as inhibited by this weird creative fear I have as an adult. It's just like teenager Hikari had it all figured out. I mean, she didn't, but in terms of being creative, she was not held back at all. So, that being said, I had an idea for a new video series. Basically, I redesigned both my old characters and yours, while also telling their stories they belong in. For example, let's take the characters I'm focusing on right now. Lemon, Lime, Roki, and Valzen all belonged to my story called Angel Days. I was really into it for a few years, probably towards the beginning of high school, and I even made this one really cool trailer for it as a kid. Here it is from my old YouTube channel. The premise was a sort of convoluted one, but I had fun with it. Basically, Lemon, Lime, and Roki were all childhood friends with my self-insert Hikari. Yes, even in my own original works, I was self-inserting. It was fun, okay? So sue me. Anyway, here's a synopsis of the story. These four characters were childhood besties, and they lived in some small town doing small town things. Nearby the town were some old ruins from a section of the city that was said to be destroyed by a curse or a demon or something like that. So it was closed off and they were like forbidden to enter it. Kind of like the elephant graveyard from Lion King, I guess. Like it was always like spooky and rumored to have been like bad stuff will happen to you if you go there, okay? And being teenagers, they just don't care about this. They're like, whatever, we can do what we want. And so they go into the ruins a couple of times and they're all having like a good grand old time and whatever. And then while they're playing hide and seek one day, the ruins start to collapse. And I don't remember how or if it had to do with the actual curse. If I redid it now, probably it would, but you know. So they're playing this game of hide and seek and the boys went to go find Hikari because she was the one like looking for them. And they can't find her, and they're like, oh no, what the heck, what do we do, oh my god! And they see her actually, like, she's already trapped under some rubble, okay? It's not a good situation for this kid. She's, like, basically, like, maybe gonna die or something. So they're like, oh man, let's go get our best friend out from underneath that rubble and get out of here. So they, like, try to get her free, and they eventually do, but it's like really cutting it close to the whole ruins collapsing because there's like pillars and stuff. Like just imagine like a Roman pillars. Honestly, it did not make sense to have it next to like this small town. I don't know. Shrugs. I don't know. So she gets free and she's like running out and she's like, oh man, I'm so glad we got out of there alive, huh? She turns around and they are not behind her. And she's like, and then she faints and it's a cut to black. And the boys all wake up in this weird room and they're all like, whew, that sure was close, huh? Anyway, where's Hikari? And they're like talking amongst themselves and this guy comes in and he's like, oh my god, hey, you guys are awake, that's so cool. I heard what you were talking about and I just want to let you know that your friend is alive and well, but you aren't. Actually, you're all dead. And they're like, what? Then where are we? Are we in heaven? Are we in hell? I don't know what's going on. Oh my god, I hope this isn't too loud. Anyway, so they're like, you know, what's going on? Like, who are you? Where are we? And it turns out this guy is an angel, and his name is Memory, because of course it is. Clearly my Kingdom Hearts influences are coming through in these, right? So anyway, Memory is like, yeah, so you guys are in purgatory, and God, because I was also like mega religious at this point in my life, so I was always like, God and Jesus are the coolest. Like, if you looked up any of my DeviantArt accounts or like my Gaia online account or whatever, it'd be like interests, Kingdom Hearts, Inuyasha, anime, video games, God and Jesus. Like, were any of you guys like that too? I don't like that at all. Like, looking back, I'm like, gross. Anyway, he's like, yeah, you guys are in purgatory, and God said that you guys died, like, saving your friend, and that was really cool. So you guys will have a second chance at life. So you're technically, like, not actually dead. You're kind of just, like, resting, I guess. And they're like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. But the catch is, they have to stay in purgatory until they're adults. I don't know, they're, like, 13 or 14 at this point. And they have to stay in purgatory until they're adults. When they're adults, they can go back down to Earth and try and reconnect with Hikari. But because she lost her memory when all of that stuff happened, so she doesn't remember the three of them at all. And no one in town is going to tell her about them because, I don't know, story reasons. Probably because they don't want to freak her out anymore. Then she has already, like, been traumatized or something. So she lost her memory on them, but they remember her. They have to collect fragments of her memory that got scattered around the world, kind of like the Shikon Jewel from Inuyasha. And if they do it within the year, then they get to come back to Earth fully recognized as humans again, instead of like these weird kind of spirits, I guess, and live out the rest of their lives. They are people, like, they're corporeal, but they still, like, run the risk of just kind of disappearing from her life again if they can't get her memories back. So, if they don't get her memory back within that time, they die for real, and then assumedly they go to heaven. Honestly, like, while I was writing this script, I was like, that's such a crappy deal. You either get to go back down to Earth and be a human and live out the rest of your life if your friend can remember you, or if she doesn't, you just all die anyway. I don't know, it just, like, I was like a 12-year-old writing this, so, or maybe I was 14. I was somewhere between 12 and 14 when this all started to come to my mind, so I was like not really thinking about what I would think about now as a writer, so I was like what the heck did I do, bro? Anyway, like, they're on Earth and they're having this adventure, but they also have to fight demons and whatever threatens humans and stuff. And that was probably gonna be like another, like, story piece because, like, the main villain, Valzen, this is where he comes in because he's the big bad villain of the story. He's always the one that they're, like, trying to fight and, like, one up and all that stuff. But he's, oh my god. So he's also in love with Hikari, okay? So he, like, is attracted to her pure heart and soul. So when they, like, initially all run into each other, he's like, Sam, I gotta get a piece of that soul, it's delicious. Like, he wants to eat her soul, and then eventually, gradually, over time, he falls in love with her because I said so, basically. So Valzen is a dream demon with, like, tons of other demon henchmen who are tracking the group down to get Hikari's memories from them for, I don't know, there was really no reason. I just needed a villain to progress the plot, basically, and also to be in love with Hikari. If I remade it now to make sense, though, I'd say these fragments were her soul instead, and once it was all put together, they'd get some kind of, like, power from it or something. Again, kind of like the Shikon Jewel from Inuyasha. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically, like, this jewel that can give demons the power to be, like, super mega awesome. So yeah, that's probably what I would do now. But anyway, while Valzen is hunting them down, the three of them are vying for Hikari's heart, too. So it was meant to be sort of like an action romance reverse harem thing. And the world they live in is also magical, so they had powers too, which they didn't have before they died. They got the powers after they came back. And I don't really remember their powers because it was just all kind of like vague ideas that I would retcon and then remake and, you know, that kind of thing. But Lemon, I know he was deaf and he lost his arm in the accident at the ruins. So when he went up to Purgatory, he got, like, these headphones that could help him hear, and also like a robot arm. So the headphones and the arm worked in tandem with each other, and they would like help him hear, but he also could create electric currents to fight with. And I think his arm also did like a Full Metal Alchemist thing where you could like turn it into stuff and like, you know, you copy what you like. And then Lime is his older brother. He was just good at everything, so he fought with weapons. Like, I think he had like knives and like guns and stuff. And I think he was also some kind of like angel or something, because he had these scars in the shape of angel wings on his back. But I literally cannot remember what they were for. But when I first drew him, I drew him with one angel wing, like he was Sephiroth or something. The other best friend, Roki, and he was literally just a cat boy. That's it. He could do cat things. I don't really, you know, he had claws. He could, meow. He was cool though. So it was the three of them. And like I said, Lemon and Lime were brothers because I thought that was cool to give them the name Lemon and Lime and be brothers. The story never really had a true conclusion because it was like all these loose ideas and a bunch of wish fulfillment, but it was my first original work, so it was really special to me. I had written the story down in like a notebook. Like I was writing it down all by hand. I don't think I'll ever revisit it to rewrite it, even though I really enjoy this, like the characters and stuff. But I do want to put these characters in a comic that I'm working on. I just wouldn't really know what to do with them, but I would absolutely love to breathe life back into them again. And hey, maybe I'll do like animation memes with them or something now that I'm sharing them. So this is what I ended up with. I don't have a particular style in mind when I was doing these, so they're all a little bit different. But I'm really happy with how they turned out, especially Lemon, because his hair, oh my god, it was so awful whenever I would draw it. Oh my god, it was so bad. They're all so bad. God. But, you know, I had a lot of fun with them. And as the series goes on, I'll probably just keep redrawing them. Just like flesh them out a little bit more. Maybe I'll think about their personalities. That will be fun if I get to do that. Now for the best part, okay? The part that you guys clicked on this video for. I want you guys to send me your old OCs and let me redesign them. Ideally, I'll make a redesign video every week or so and maybe stream the designs here on YouTube and like make videos out of them, because I think that would be really fun, and I would like to just like make more videos for YouTube while I'm animating stuff, because being an animator on YouTube is kind of hard when you're not making stuff consistently, and it's just me doing all the stuff like coloring and editing music, you know, all that stuff. So it's really difficult to be consistent. So if I do these videos every couple of weeks or every week, that'd be awesome, and I could interact with my community more. So, let's talk about the criteria real quick for the designs. I would like your OC to be a few years old and maybe not actively being used at the moment. For example, the characters that I use here are, the oldest art that I have from them is from 2008. And it's 2023, so it's been quite a while. And if they are being used, like if you're like RPing with them or you're using them for a story or whatever, that's fine too. It would be cool to see how like I redesign your character versus how they are now, and you don't like tell me how they are right now or give me any references of them currently and just like see what I would do with them. That would be awesome. And I'll take self-inserts too, because I love self-inserts. Hikari is basically, she's me and I'm Hikari, but also she's my self-insert and she does everything, so you know. So you can email me at hikaboom.official@gmail.com, and I'll leave that in the description. So email me with your old references that you or maybe a friend has drawn, if you're not an artist but you still have old OCs that you would like me to redesign for you. And I'm really looking for that sort of like classic, like I'm still learning my style, I'm still like learning how to draw kind of vibe. Like something really earnest that like you put your heart and soul into, and when you look back on it, you're like, man, this is terrible, but they were living their best life. You know what I mean? And please share your character stories too. I want to spread your good characters and your good ideas and maybe inspire you to get back into it, or at least give you a fun blast to the past, because I know that looking back at my art really does inspire me, and because it gives me like this sort of, oh man, I've come so far, as well as being like, wow, these are actually some pretty solid ideas. I just have to give them a little bit more shape and maybe I could do something with it again. I get bummed out sometimes because I feel like a lot of people burn out creatively and they are like, man, I'm not doing anything with my idea. It was always dumb to begin with, or, you know, something like that. Something that I know I've felt before. And I just want to show you that, like, that's not true. You know, my big dream is to have comics of my characters. I dream very, very, very big. Even if, you know, you don't want your characters to be in a comic or to be, like, popular characters. You just want to, like, have a good, funny, silly, goofy time with your friends and RP, or, like, just talk about your silly, goofy guys. Then you should be able to do that. And I want to be like, hey, share your silly, goofy guys with me, too. You know what I mean? And maybe some other people will enjoy your characters and you can talk about them and make new friends. I don't know. I'm just some girl on the internet with a microphone and a tablet, okay? Anyway, I rambled a little bit, but that's all I have to say. So I will be signing out, and that's all. I hope you guys will send me some ideas and some characters, and I'm just really excited, okay? It's gonna be so great. All right, thank you. Goodbye. Bye. I'm waving, but you can't see me. Goodbye.